Today, we are talking about people stewardship. So, what is people stewardship? People are like, well, wait a minute. You call yourself people steward leadership. What in the world is people steward leadership? That's what we're talking about today. So, if we go back to Matthew chapter 25, 14 to 30, we come to the parable of the talents, right? And if we remember, you have the master, his first servant comes to him and gives him 5 talents and gives him some direction and sends him off. Servant number 2 comes up. He gives him 2 talents, sends him off. Servant number 3 gives him 1 talent, sends him off. Now is the day of reckoning. The master has been gone for a while. The master comes back and he wants an accounting of their stewardship of what. Servant number 1 comes back, has doubled it. He's got 10. He said, oh, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter into my rest, right? Number 2, he doubles his. He's got 4, from 2 to 4. Well done, my good and faithful servant, brings him in. The third steward, however, had buried the talent. He was afraid and he buried the talent, and Lord gave it to the one who had 10. All right. Now, what in the world does that have to do with people steward leadership? Let's twist it up a little bit. You've got a leader who entrusts you with people who have 5 talents. You're given a team and they've got a certain level of talents, and you grow those talents from 5 to 10. Well done, my faithful servant, right? And let's say servant number 2 was given 2. He's given a team that had the equivalency of talent in the realm of 2, and you doubled it to 4. Well done, my good and faithful servant. And yet you have servant number 3 that comes in and doesn't do anything. In fact, not only does he not teach or train or do anything with his team, he basically he buried their talent, buried himself. They probably quit because he was so bad. He did not take the responsibility seriously when it came to developing the people around him. This is what a people steward does. A people steward is someone who recognizes the fact that every single person belongs to somebody else. That's somebody else's money. That we are now taking responsibility for them when they work with us, right? So now we have an obligation, a duty to teach, to train, to grow their talents when they are under our stewardship. It's our opportunity to go forward and to serve them with all of our hearts, right? To treat them with honor, love, respect, to show them and treat them like family, show them that we care about them, right? And genuinely take an interest in their development. And how do we do that? Well, what are their personal goals? We talked about this before, but if you don't know their personal goals, if you don't know their family, how do you develop them? How do you help them move forward? If we haven't set a baseline and figure out where they are, how can we take them to the next level of growth? We have to ask a lot of questions, and we've got to figure out where's the gap between what the expectation is and what their current knowledge level is. And then our job is to fill the gap, right? We talked yesterday about one hand up and one hand down and training them. Why? Because someone has to replace you. When you move on and you move into what the man, the woman that you are growing into, and you move up or you move on, who are you bringing along with you to replace you, right? This is leadership at its best, is teaching and training and sharing and loving and caring, all of those things. And a lot of that has to do with the personal leadership skills that we teach our team members that we have figured out over the years, right? Through our own personal study, we've come up with some crazy things that we've learned, right? That have helped us along the way. We pass those tips on. We pass that stuff on. Why? Because it served us well. Now we're going to over deliver for them because we want them to succeed also. So many times in the workplace, it's like, oh no, I'm not helping them because they'll take my job. What? That's the role. Your role is to be so valuable. That's what allows you to promote. That's what allows you to move up. And if a company doesn't find a way to work for a better company, somebody who actually recognizes the skills, that's it. That's That's how it works. So what is people stewardship? It's helping your team by doubling their talents, by doubling their skills, by teaching them to be as good as we are. But as we continue to study every day and we bring that new knowledge, we constantly learn, we constantly teach, we constantly learn, we constantly teach, we constantly learn, we constantly teach. We are taking stewardship of someone else's husband, mother, father, sister, brother, child. It's our responsibility to show up strong. It's our responsibility to teach, to train, to educate, to honor, to respect, and to show them the love and the courage